Hello, my name is Abdul Momin and I'm a registered dietitian, nutritionist and a public health professional. So while I'm shooting this video, the weather is becoming extremely beautiful right here. My today's topic is the difference between isolation and quarantine. So these two terms are quite frequently being used these days, especially when you switch to news channels. But unfortunately, what I was noticing was quite a few people are using these two terms interchangeably, which is actually wrong. So that is the reason I thought to make a video so as to clarify the difference between isolation and quarantine. Okay, so right, when we use the term isolation, it means that we are separating those who are diseased from a contagious disease from those who have not got that particular disease. On the other hand, when we use the term quarantine, it means to separate people and to restrict their movement who may have been exposed to a contagious disease, but they do not yet show the signs and symptoms of that particular disease. That is the basic difference between these two terms. Now let's take an example to clarify further on the difference between isolation and quarantine. So say for example, when we talk about isolation, you must have heard in news that in case of infectious diseases, say for example dengue, or say for example the current ongoing pandemic of corona, quite a few hospitals have made isolation wards. So the isolation wards mean that these wards have got those persons who are confirmed cases of dengue, or for that matter coronavirus. And on the other hand, when we talk about quarantine, what we normally recommend people these days is to self quarantine themselves, which means to separate out themselves from other people and to restrict their movement and stay in their homes, so that even if they have been exposed to the coronavirus, they are not able to transmit coronavirus to other people. So that is the basic difference between these two terms. Now, what is the benefit of isolation and quarantine? So basically, when we talk about both isolation and quarantine, both of these actually help break the disease transmission and help break the chain of transmission of any particular infectious disease. So say for example corona or dengue or any other infectious disease for that matter. And number two, actually we are protecting the public through isolation and quarantine by preventing the exposure, so that the disease is not carried to other persons as well, from those who have been exposed to that particular disease. So I do hope that I was able to clarify the difference between these two terms. Do subscribe my channel and press the bell icon if you have not pressed it yet. Like my video, let me know through your comments if you like the content or not, and most importantly, do not forget to share my video with others so that others can benefit as well. Until next time, it's bye bye from my side.